I'm George Boston Rhymes, kvci.blogspot.com, YouTube Boston G.B.R. I'm in the city of Valdosta, Georgia once again to talk about a metro city in South Georgia wherein we only have one daily newspaper, the Valdosta Daily Times, and of course USA Today. It is strange here in Valdosta that newsworthy information, in my most humble opinion, is not being published, not only here in Valdosta, Georgia, but surrounding areas. I contend that there is an asserted effort to keep the people deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make an intelligent decision based on facts. I've been doing what I do for years. Recently, I have been to Port St. Joe in Florida on behalf of keeping the biomass plant out of that city. I went back a second time to assist them in keeping the biomass plant out, and temporarily they are victorious. I have also been to Atlanta, civil rights meeting of the NAACP with State President Edward DuBose. Judge Mathis was there, along with other leaders in the state of Georgia and across the nation. I've also journeyed to Jacksonville with the local president of the NAACP here to work on environmental rights in Jacksonville. I have also worked with the equipment 10 and recovered the case of the equipment 10 over in Brooks County. Yet, much is ignored from the local press here in South Georgia as if though the citizen does not have a right to know, or as if the work that I'm doing is of zero importance to ordinary, everyday black African Americans and white people here in the state of Georgia. Recently, Governor Nathan Deal removed the 3 blacks that was on the Brooks County Board of Education board after an alleged voter fraud case involving 10, now 12 black African Americans. The reasons given in that case for the investigation by District Attorney David Miller and Assistant District Attorney Brad Shealy was for alleged absentee ballot voter fraud. Local newspapers have reported repeatedly that the reason for the initiation of the investigation was that there were a spike in absentee voter submissions. In other words, there was a spike in the number of people that voted by absentee ballot. Yet, the local South Georgia news media never reported that on the back of that form of the absentee ballot application that anybody can submit a request to vote by absentee ballot. I repeat, the local press have ignored, failed to inform the general public that anybody can vote by absentee ballot. Now, since the justification they gave was that there was an increase in submissions of voters voting by absentee ballot. Look, if anybody can vote, and if the equipment 10 went out on the streets and gave out or asked people to do the absentee ballot application, then there's nothing wrong with that. The law changed wherein you don't have to be sick, you don't have to be half crazy, you don't have to be etc. All you have to do is submit the absentee ballot application and you will get an absentee ballot form. Now, there wasn't a spike in the Democrats that voted by absentee ballot. But in the runoff election, the records show that there were also a spike in the Republican or their oppositioners. There was also an increase in their numbers. Now, but both sides was not investigated. Only one was investigated. Now, we contend that there is an asserted effort here in the city of Valdosta. We only have the Valdosta Daily Times. Look, in the city of Americus, Georgia, right just a few miles west of here, there is a city with 19,000 people. Yet they have 6 newspapers. 6 newspapers. And we are the home of Moody Air Force Base, We are the home of Kendaloo Golf Course. We are the home of Valdosta State University. We are the home of Francis Lake. We are the home of Wiregrass Technical College. We are the home of Wild Adventures Theme Park. We are moving. We are a progressive city. We are moving. Valdosta is moving by leaps and bounds. We are growing, and we are growing. People are retiring here in Valdosta, Georgia. But yet, we only have one newspaper. And I believe that that is a serious problem, especially when I talk to the professors at Valdosta State University and other important segments of people in various organizations in our beloved community who believe that citizens are ill-served with only one newspaper that are limited apparently to certain segments of our community, while the little black and white right people are not being heard, their voices and newsworthy information are not being published. Now, you may ask, Brother Rhymes, how do you justify what you're saying? Over in Brooks County with the Quitman 10, there has been an NAACP branch set up in Brooks County, yet the news media totally ignored all of that information. That means that citizens in our community do not even know that the state president, Edward DuBose, came to Brooks County and set up an organization there on behalf of every citizen in Brooks County. They know very little about that. Now guess what? It's not important, but when you think about Moody Air Force Base, where people, our sons and daughters, come to serve their nation, both Democratic, Republican, Independent, and Green Party, all come to Moody Air Force Base to serve their country, to fight on foreign battlefields in foreign nations. Listen, in foreign nations. They don't worry about whether you're black or white or Democrat or Republican, conservative, liberal, Green Party. They don't worry about that junk. What they are concerned about is preserving our beloved republic. And so they put their life on the line regardless of all these things that certain people now are putting out there to divide our nation. We as a nation are strong because of the good of everybody. It's not about no one particular person or people. It's about all of us collectively. I put 20 years in this United States Armed Forces during the Vietnam era, and I enjoyed it because I believe in 2012 that America is the best nation upon this planet, and I will never back down from that. But I intend to let the American people know that the people of America should never give up freedom of speech and freedom of the press and our right to know. It's just that simple. This goes beyond Democrat, Republican, Independent, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic, or other. We all must respect the good work of the founding fathers of our republic. We may have gone through a lot as people, as black African Americans, but I believe that in the end, God, justice, and God right will prevail, as it has done so many times before. So to those people who want to continue to keep the people deaf, dumb, and blind to the times here in Valdosta, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to say to you, it's not going to work. The American people are too united. We are too intertwined. We are too interconnected to allow our politicians who have apparently been sold a bad bill of goods but don't realize it against the American voters, number one, and number two, against the American people. Short form, I believe in closing that we as a people must stand up for our rights, or we're going to be an equivalent to the people in China or in some other third world country. Now, I traveled to Bentonville, Arkansas, to stand up for workers' rights. I was in our Walmart leader. I was in the flyer for that week of October the 12th, 2011. But you don't know nothing about it. Years ago, when a person do the work that I do, and John Robinson and others, they would be featured in newspapers, on television. Let the general public know that we have people in our community that are concerned about somebody outside of themselves. But today, it seems like all that has been lost in the cosmos. This is kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhyme, doing what I do because I truly, truly love you. I served my country for over 20 years. I served it because I loved it then, I love it now, and I will love it tomorrow. This is kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhymes in the city of Valdosta, Georgia, doing what we do. And on YouTube, Boston, G.B.R. Bye-bye, we come.